Japan's $100 billion world's fastest train. Apart from its impeccable technological advance, what more do you know about Japan? Did you know that the Japanese have the longest lifespan and that Tokyo is the most populated city in the world? Well, how about boasting not only the most expensive but the world's fastest train? Japan's state-of-the-art Maglev train set a world speed record in the test run near Mount Fuji, smashing through the 600 km/h mark in the 2015 test drive, officially breaking the record as the fastest train ever made. In this video, we'll take you on a virtual ride aboard Japan's multi-billion technological marvel, the Maglev train system. If you're new here, subscribe to this channel and leave a comment. I have subscribed and I will personally reply to all of your comments. The 7-car Maglev train, short for magnetic levitation, hit a top speed of 603 km/h and managed nearly 11 seconds at faster than 600 km/h according to the operator Central Japan Railway Company. That new record came less than a week after the company recorded a top speed of 590 km/h, breaking its own 2003 record of 581 km/h. The Maglev hovers 10 centimeters above the tracks and is propelled by electrically charged magnets. Japan's Railway Central wants to have the train in service by 2027 on the route between Tokyo and the central city of Nagoya, a distance of 286 kilometers. The service, which will run at a top speed of 500 km/h, is expected to connect the two cities in only 40 minutes, less than half the present journey time on Japan's speedy bullet trains. By 2045, Maglev trains are expected to link Tokyo and Osaka in just 1 hour and 7 minutes, slashing the journey time in half. However, construction costs for the dedicated lines are astronomical. They're estimated at nearly $100 billion for the stretch in Nagoya, with more than 80% of the route expected to go through costly tunnels. But experiencing this tech marvel is something to remember. Imagine rushing across the Japanese countryside at astonishing speed. The wheels on your vehicle do not even touch the ground. In fact, you're floating. This dreamlike experience will be a reality thanks to Japan's famous Maglev bullet train, the fastest trains in the world. Japan is already well known for its extensive Shinkansen train system, which has been in operation since 1964. However, the world's current fastest trains will take a backseat to the Maglev when commuter transportation becomes fully available in a few short years. How does this train achieve such unimaginable speeds? SC Maglev, or superconducting magnetic trains, were developed by the Central Japan Railway Company and the Railway Technical Research Institute beginning in the 1970s. Maglev trains work on the principle of magnetic repulsion between the car and the track. The word maglev is actually a combination of the words magnetic and levitation. The magnetic levitation or floating of the train is achieved through the use of an electrodynamic suspension system or EDS. The rails or guideways contain two sets of cross-connected metal coils wound into a figure 8 pattern to form electromagnets. On the train itself are superconducting electromagnets called bogies. When stopped, the train rests on rubber wheels. The train moves forward slowly on these wheels to begin the motion, allowing the magnets beneath it to interact with those on the guideway. Once the train reaches 150 km/h, that is approximately 93 miles per hour, the magnetic force is strong enough to lift the train 100 millimeters, that is about 4 inches off the ground, which eliminates friction to allow increasingly high speed. The same magnetic force that lifts this train also moves it forward and keeps it centered within the guideway. This is the same technology used by Tesla's Hyperloop, which makes the ride smooth and the train exceptionally safe. Did you know that in 60 years of operation, Japan's high-speed rail lines have had 0 fatal accidents, making them one of the safest forms of transportation in the world? The Maglev service intends to keep up that spotless record. In 2009, the Maglev system was approved and entered commercial construction. The linear Chuo Shinkansen line is planned to link Tokyo and Nagoya by the year 2027. The trip is expected to take only 45 minutes, faster than either flying between the two cities or taking the 1.5-hour trip on the current Tokaido line, available with the Japan Rail Pass. The proposed route will include stops at stations in Shingawa, Sagamihara, Kofu, Lida, and Nakatsugawa. The original goal of the Maglev project was to produce a train that could cover the route from Tokyo to Osaka in less than 1 hour. This will be achieved when Maglev line is extended from Nagoya to Osaka, expected to be in operations by 2045. 80% of the 286 kilometers of Maglev bullet train track will be located underground, passing under urban sprawl and mountainous terrain. The project is expected to cost the equivalent of $55 billion. When fully completed, the train will include 16 carriages capable of holding 1,000 passengers. At present, the public has been invited to take part in the Maglev test rides. Tourists can visit the SC Maglev Parkway in Nagoya or the Yamanashi Prefectural Maglev Exhibition Center near the town of Atsuki to learn more and view Maglev test runs. The Chuo Shinkansen or the Tokaido Shinkansen bypass is a new rail line that will connect Tokyo and Nagoya down to 40 minutes. minutes, compared to the current Tokaido Shinkansen line. The route will be extended to Osaka once the project progresses. The whole journey will take just 67 minutes. Passengers will be able to get tickets for the new line in 2027. The Maglev may hold the current world record, but it will have its competitors. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe had proposed selling the technology to the United States to build a Maglev line between New York and Washington. At the same time, plans are underway for the Hyperloop train line from Los Angeles to San Francisco, California, USA, that may reach speeds of an excess of 700 miles per hour. In the meantime, the high-speed hopes of Japanese citizens and tourists alike rest squarely in the Chuo Shinkansen Maglev line. Notwithstanding the coronavirus crisis, Japan has revealed it will conduct tests of new prototype trains as part of its ambitious Maglev line, while its technological competitor China looks set to double down on future floating projects. As of 2020, the Maglev concept shows visible signs of taking off. Outside China, Japan, and South Korea, whose first Maglev line linking Incheon International Airport in Seoul opened in 2016, magnetic levitation technology continues to evade mainstream consideration in spite of its European beginning. The UK holds the distinction of operating the first commercial Maglev train, the Birmingham Airlink shuttle, that ran from 1984 to 1995. Germany looked on course to develop something similar with the Transrapid Maglev monorail in Munich, until an accident in 2006 at its test facility, which killed 23 and brought the progress to a tragic halt. Most common arguments leveled against Maglev have always been to do with money, given that the projects are required to start from scratch and cannot be integrated into standard rail infrastructure. Floating trains don't appear to generate much profit either. A case in point, the line in Shanghai is said to lose around $85 to $100 million a year, according to some reports. As fears mount on a global recession, governments are unlikely to countenance the idea of floating trains for a long time to come, leaving China and Japan as Maglev's only true champions. When done, the train will travel between the two cities in just 40 minutes, cruising at a comfortable 311 miles per hour. That's a bit short of the blistering 375 miles per hour top speed of the train is capable of achieving. But you are cruising 4 inches above the ground and more than 300 miles per hour. You might want your train to be running a 10 on 10. There we go. On a scale of 1 to 10, how successful do you think this project will be after full completion? Well, if you enjoyed our video, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our awesome content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates on all our latest uploads. We value your feedback, so feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comment section below.